First of all, I can't express to you how much of an honor it is to meet you. I just watched your documentary, I Am Big Bird, which you were both lovely in. It was a very personal film, and I was wondering what that experience was like for you and how much trust you had in the filmmakers.
Well, we had seen the one film they made before, and these three young guys, they're in their early 30s. They really did a beautiful job on that. So we expected it was going to be pretty good, and they assured us anything we didn't like they would change and all that. So when we saw it, we were delighted.
Excellent. Now, just a couple other questions. Now, you're obviously known for Big Bird and the Oscar. Are there any other characters that you've worked on that you wish had taken off a little more?
Well, I did. Jim asked me to create a new character for the show, and it turned out to be something I didn't get much to say in what it was like because I didn't care for what they did. It was Sam the robot.
Oh, okay.
And didn't seem to, wouldn't fit through a doorway, so it didn't make it very practical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you did come up with Bruno.
And I did come up with Bruno. That way I could get Oscar out on the stage without having a man walk out with him. But it looked like a Muppet man. Yeah.
Nice. You mentioned Jim. Now, you had a very long and personal and professional relationship with Jim Henson. Was there anything that you took out of that relationship that you still carry with you?
Well, he was so wonderful with visitors and people. I tried to emulate him and be a nice person. Yeah. I think I try to be nice anyway.
Great. Now, they recently, Sesame Street production moved over to HBO with reruns airing on PBS. Now, a lot of people think it was necessary for the show to continue on, but some people think it might be maybe the sign of the times as far as public broadcast is concerned. I was wondering what your thoughts were.
Well, actually, we were really glad they came along.
Yeah.
Because we needed money for production, and they're going to pay for producing the show for the next 5 years, which we that's what we were having a problem with, because we always made our money for selling toys, but there's so much competition now, and there's only a certain amount of money to be made in America from grandparents buying presents for their kids. So I think that it's kind of nice they came along, and we'll be showing another show, which is separate stuff from HBO. So they're not trying to change us editorially, and they're not trying to make it an HBO show, but they've always admired the show and wanted to do this for years. So I think it's great. We're really happy.
How has the half-hour format been for the show? How's that change been?
Well, they think it's pretty good because, for one thing that is important to them is the Nielsen ratings.
Sure.
Didn't used to be important with us because we were the only show in town.
Sure. Yeah.
And so it's working out very well because a half-hour show rates just as well as a one-hour show.
Oh, okay.
So we probably get...
They find that kids have a much shorter attention span these days. So much is out there, and laptops and everything, even phones. So they think that a half hour is just going to hold the kids, and after a half hour they want to go do something else anyway. So it's going to work, I think.
I think it's very good. It rates just as well, which is important, but also it'll help production costs, and so I think it's going to be very good.